Let's look at this particular question. This is a question from 2023, paper 2, internal candidates. Let's look at question number 3B of section A. So the question is on GP, geometric progression. The question reads, the nth term of the geometric progression is given by 180. In the parentheses we have the 1/2. We close the parentheses, then everything's raised to the n power. So we asked to find number 1, the first 3 terms, number 2, the common ratio, and number 3, the sum to infinity of the progression. How this partition, take note, the nth term, okay, the nth term of the progression is 180. We open the parenthesis, 1/2 to the n power. Take note. So I asked to find the first 3 terms. Find number 1, the first 3 terms. So what we're going to do is to, as much as possible, use this particular formula given. So first we're going to find the first term. So in a formula, we know to say where there is n stands for the nth term, meaning the position of a term. Take note, where there is n represents the position of a term. Now let's get started and see how we find the first term. So where there is n, we're going to have 1 for us to find the first term. So we're going to have T1 equals to 180 1/2 raised to the first power. We simplify this. Take note, this is of the first term. When we simplify, we're going to have 180. We have 1/2. So this 1/2, take note, raised to the first power is just 1/2. When we simplify this, we're going to have T1 equals to 180 times 1/2. Okay, times 1/2. T1 will be 180 times 1 is 180. Everything divided by 2. So we have T1 equals to 2 into 180 is 90. So the first term is 90. Take note. The first term is 90. Let's move on to the second term. So we use the same concept of the formula that has been provided for us. And this is Tn equals to 180. You open the parenthesis, we have the 1/2 to the n power. This time around, while we have our n, we're going to have 2. So say T2 equals to 180. You open the parenthesis, we have the 1/2 raised to the second power. When you simplify this, you're going to have T2 equals to 180. You open the parenthesis, 1/2 squared is 1/4, right? When you simplify this, we're going to have T2 equals to 180 times 1/4. When you simplify this to T2, which is the second term, we're going to have 180 times 1 is 180, all over divided by 4. Then we're going to have the second term is 4 into 180. We're going to see here that we're going to have the 450. We're going to say 2 into 4 is 2. 2 into 18 is 9. Then 2 into 90, it goes 45. Take note, it goes 45. Okay, take note. So 4 into 180, it goes 45 times. Okay, take note, it goes 45. This is very important because 4 by 5, that's 20, 02. Again, 4 by 4, 16 plus 2, 18. So we are correct. So the second term here we see that it is 45. Let's move on to the third term. So the third term, we use the same formula that has been given to us, and that is Tn equals to 180, this 1/2 raised to the n power. While there is n this time, we put 3, and this is T3 equals to 180. You open the parenthesis, you have the 1/2 raised to the third power. Then simplify this. This is the third term equals to 180. You open the parenthesis, 1/2 to the power 3, it's 1/8. So it's 1/8, right? When you simplify this, we have the T3, which is the third term. This will be 180 times 1/8. When you simplify this, we're going to have T3 equals to 180 all over divided by 8. When you simplify this, we're going to have, 8 into 180, it goes 22.5. So we're going to have 22.5. Okay, and this is our third term. Take note. This is our third term. Okay, so then we have our answers. So the first term is 90, the second term is 45, and the third term is 22.5. That's how you go about this particular question here. Okay, that's how you go about this particular question. So the first three terms have been upturned. These are 90, 45, and 22.5. Let's move on to the second question. Let's now look at the second and third questions. Okay, take note. So we're going now to find the common ratio. Now remember, we have the first term as 90, okay, and the second term as 45, and of course the third term as 22.5. How do you find the common ratio? Well, the common ratio is denoted by the letter R, which is given by T2, which is the second term, all over divided by the previous term, which is the first term, and so forth and so on. In this case, 90 is being the first term. Take note. So 90 is T1, 45 is T2, and 22.5 is T3. So what we do, all we need is just two consecutive terms for us to all we need is just two consecutive terms for us to come up with the common ratio. So R, in this case, it will be R is equal to T2, we know is 45, all over divided by the T1, which is 90. If you simplify this, R will be 1/2, which is 1/2. And this is the solution. Let's move on to the third and last question on this question. That is to say, the sum to infinity of the geometric progression. So the sum to infinity, we have this particular formula that we have. We say sum to infinity is given by the first term, which is a, all over divided by 1 minus r. Take note. This is the sum to infinity, where a is the first term. Take note, and this r is the common ratio. So we say the sum to infinity equals to, where there is a, we're going to put 90. Remember, the first term in a progression is 90, so we put 90 there. Then all over we divide by 1 minus the r is 1/2. Take note. Okay, then we're going to have 90 divided by 1 minus 1/2 is half, and this can also be written as 90 divided by 1/2. Take note. So what you do here, when you reciprocate the left hand side fraction, we're going to have 90 times 2/1, and this will give us 90 times 2. This will be just 180 all over divided by 1 times 1, that's 1. Therefore, the sum to infinity in this case will equal to the sum to infinity will equal to 1 into 180. It's simply 180. And this is the solution. This is the solution. Okay? This is the solution. So this is the sum to infinity. So the sum to infinity of this particular geometric progression is 180. Please go through these lessons, are very important. Okay, pause where necessary so you can comprehend some concepts. This is 2023 November, internal paper 2, mathematics. Question number 3, A and B have been solved. Thank you for watching. Remember to like and subscribe to my videos. Thank you for your time.